Good morning. I am sorry for coming in so late. YouTube was being very strange. It was telling me that I couldn't go live. So I backed out and got back in. Now I'm just trying to. Ah, all right. Looks like all systems are go. Cool. So, excellent. It's really dark in here today. And I've kind of put all the lights that I can get out on. So again, hopefully I'm able to kind of talk you through everything. If you can't quite see me, I think I'm gonna kind of move the position of my map just a touch maybe. My production value, my production budget is pretty low. It's pretty much zero. Um, can everyone kind of hear and see okay? All right, so we, all right, well, we'll just kind of do what we can, I guess, right? Is there anybody that's just in the chat that's never really done yoga before? Just so I can kind of make sure I'm explaining things a little bit more. This is proving to be more of a challenge than usual this morning. That's okay. All right, so I think just because this is a little bit late, and I know there's a couple of you in here, so let's definitely get a little warm and kind of get started. Well, welcome to the gray, rainy day in New England, which honestly, I don't mind days like this. They're kind of nice. It's kind of what spring gives us. It's nice to feel the calm and centered within, right? It doesn't make me feel like I should be doing anything. It just makes me feel like being warm and cozy and home with my family is just the best place to be. So I think this morning would be great for a nice, gentle class, unless anybody in here was really looking forward to something a little bit warmer. Go ahead and type in the chat now if you're looking for a little bit more than a gentle class, and we can go ahead and change that for y'all. All right, well, looks like everyone's kind of in agreement. We'll just do a shorter class. We'll get a little warm, and then we'll work on maybe some fun back bends, kind of work up to a progression, maybe starting with Sphynx, ending with wheel. Would be cool. All right, so let's, how we always start, in a very comfortable seated position, finding that good posture, finding where our sit bones kind of meet the mat, and we're just leaning into our practice, right? We're finding some strength here, right? It should take a little bit of effort to sit up nice and tall. Good. And we're just breathing. Again, I do apologize for the late start. Having just some YouTube-esque issues, but we're here now. So we're just gonna sit quietly with our eyes closed, finding our breath. Kind of just taking stock of how we feel in our bodies today. And we'll go ahead and inhale the shoulders up to the ears and exhale them down our back. Good. And thinking about our intention for today, right? What we want to develop mentally through our practice this morning. I think since I'm having so many internet and technical issues, I think it's very warranted to maybe talk about patience through practice, right? So many times we start our yoga practice because we've seen something really cool as far as like an asana, where we're wanting to be able to do that fun back bend or that crazy inversion or just some of the really visually dynamic poses, right? And those things come, but they come with patience, right? When I was working on achieving a headstand, I worked so hard and I really tried to force it. And I was even having some doubts in myself and my practice, and which is crazy because yoga is so much more than the physical postures. You don't have to be able to do a headstand to be and live and breathe yoga, right? You already have all those necessary tools. You don't even need to take a class, an asana class, to be a yogi. So I definitely was feeling a lot of frustration, and then through some meditation and just through some other wonderful yoga teachers and just some yogis, I just kind of gave it up and decided it was okay if I didn't need to do that. But I would still practice getting in and out of that posture, but I wasn't attached to the goal of ever actually achieving it. I completely let it go and decided to just have patience with myself and my practice. And as soon as I did that, it came. All of a sudden, my legs just floated up and it happened, right? So I think that's what we're going to do today. Our intention will be patience, patience with our practice, right? Patience with ourselves, because your relationship with you is how you model other relationships with other people. So if you're impatient with yourself, you're impatient with others. So let's think about that today. Patience for ourselves, kindness for ourselves. Good. All right, let's take a few breaths here. Let's start with the shoulders, inhaling the shoulders up and exhaling the shoulders down. Good. Another couple of those. Inhale, shoulders up and exhale down. Inhale it up and exhale down. Good. Let's go ahead and inhale the arms up. Exhale them down to heart center. Good. Inhale and exhale to the chest. Inhale up. And we're going to exhale the right ear to the right shoulder, letting the left shoulder just drop away. Inhale up, and then we'll exhale to the other side. Good. And we'll bring our head center and we'll let all that go. We're going to bring our right hand to our left hand to our arm and our right hand to our abdomen. We'll start with some deep belly breath. So it's two parts. We're going to inhale through the abdomen, and then we're going to take more air in through the heart. We'll hold at the top, and then we'll exhale slowly through and down the body, sending the breath all the way down. So we inhale through the abdomen for 2, 3, 4. Up through the heart for 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Great. We're just going to do a couple more of those. So we're inhaling through the abdomen for 2, 3, 4. Up through the heart for 2, 3. Hold. And release, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Last breath. Inhaling through the abdomen for 2, 3, 4. Up through the heart for 2, 3. Hold at the top. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Great. And we'll let all that go. So I see some of you guys have just joined us. We are going to do a fairly gentler class. So if you were looking for more of a heated class, I do have some recorded classes. Otherwise, stay and take this journey with us. All right, so we're just going to bring our arms up, inhaling all the way to the top. Then we're going to exhale, taking a light twist to the right. So this left hand is coming across the body, grabbing this knee, and just pressing the spine up and around. Good. And our head is nice and comfortable. IE breath, right? Evening out the inhales and the exhales. And then we'll inhale the arms up, and we're going to exhale, coming over to the left. Good. Let's come all the way back. We're going to inhale the arms up, and then we're going to take this right arm, bring it underneath the left arm. Right, we're just rounding the spine a little bit to pull those shoulders away from the body. And we'll inhale the arms up, and then we're going to exhale, reversing that. Right? And again, rounding the spine. Right? Make sure our neck is nice and comfy. Inhale up. We're going to exhale, come forward in front of us. Taking a few breaths here. Forward again. Good. And walk those hands back up into your lap. And we're gonna go ahead and just, we're gonna inhale the arms up. We're gonna exhale, bringing the right arm down to the mat and reaching that left arm up. Good. A little bit faster with that. Inhaling up, exhale, inhale, exhale, and exhale, reach, reach, reach. Good, pick those arms up, and exhale right back over. Inhale it up, and exhale over. Good, inhale up, and exhale. Last one, inhale up, and exhale to the left. Great job. Let's come right back into another twist. So we'll inhale here, and we're going to just go right over to the right. Left arm comes across the body. Maybe you're grabbing the knee. The right arm mimics the spine. Keeping that arm as close to you as you can, and just twisting over. Chin is just going to look over the chest, nice and easy. Good, let's inhale those arms up again, and exhale, take another twist. So from here, we're going to roll over into our tabletop positions. Coming good, and we're just going to start with some leg lift. Lift this right leg up. I'm going to flip, and then I'm just going to lift it as much as I can up towards the ceiling. I'm just pulsing that right there, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the core. Again, engaging that pelvic floor lock, right? So there's a muscle right in between. Good. And we'll go ahead and set that down, and then we're going to go ahead and lift this other leg up, switching it, pulsing up and pulsing down. Make sure we're breathing here. Bit today. Child's pose, right? So we can set the glutes down on the heels and extend the arms. If you'd like, you can open up the knees, kind of letting the hips sink in a little bit more. Good. And take this right hand and send it to the center of the mat. We're going to lift up the left, and on our exhale, we're going to thread through. Keep it right underneath your face, like a nice little pillow. You can bring it up and over. You can also bring it behind you. Good, let's go ahead and reverse that. So we'll set that right arm back down. We'll breathe this left arm up, and then we'll switch. Inhale the right arm up, and exhale, threading it through the left, coming back to the ground. Again, making a fun choice, whatever feels good to you this morning. Maybe it's up and over. I think that's one of my favorite. I like to do a little bit of each. And then bring this around. Good. Let's bring that all back. And then we're going to come back up. Let's go ahead and take just another child's pose. Reach out long. And then we're going to come right back down. We're going to lay all the way down on the mat. We're going to come into Sphinx pose, right? A little bit of a back bend here. Right, so we have the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Inhales and exhales are nice and even. Good. And then we're going to come down on our mat. We're going to put our hands now underneath our shoulders, and we're going to push it back to child's pose. So we're going to create just a tiny bit of heat here, working through just a few of these. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to come back down into Sphinx. Inhale. Good. We're going to breathe it down. We're going to exhale, pushing it back to child's pose. Nice job. Let's just do a few of those. Good. Bringing it down, coming up. Sphinx pose. Forearms are on the mat. Still pushing through those finger mounds. Good. And then breathe back. Exhale. Child's pose. Good. Breathe it down. Push. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Child's pose. Good. Coming back to the mat. Setting the forearms down. Bringing that heart up. Good. Setting it back down. Child's pose. Awesome. Come back down. Sphinx. Good. Push it back. Exhale. Child's pose. Nice. Coming back down. Forearms on the mat. Good. Sphinx pose. And coming back down. Child's pose. So we curl the toes under. We send the belly button up. We push the mat away from us. We send the belly button to the ceiling, as it were. We flatten the toes. We go ahead, bring that belly button down to the mat. Push through the arms. Inhale. Good. Exhale brings you up. Head drops, falls. You don't need your head, no worries. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Nice. All right, let's come to sitting on our heels. I'm just going to move up in the more lighted area of my living room. And we're going to come into camel, and then we'll come into rabbit. We'll do a few of those. They're nice things that kind of balance each other out. So first, for camel, there's a lot of places to go, right? And we really want to make sure that we are honoring ourselves, have patience in our practice, and we're not doing anything too deep, right? Because our body's warm, but it's not superheated, and we don't want to hurt ourselves. Again, we're trying to be patient, letting things come as they're supposed to. It doesn't mean we don't work towards them. It's just we are able to let things unfold and let our work to come to fruition instead of forcing it. So we're going to stand up on our knees, and we want them about hip-width distance apart, right? Not all the way together, but not all the way apart. It's a great place for a block, just to give you some good posture and remind you where you should be, right? You can put it in front of you. And then if you're able to knock that over, right, you may have gone too far. So there's lots of places to go. Let's all start with our hands on our lower back, right? I like the fingertips pointing down towards the glutes, but if you'd rather, you can just put your thumb into the small of your back and just kind of hold onto your hips. We're pressing those elbows back together. And then we're just kind of pushing our hips out, letting our shoulders go back. And then we just choose whatever is comfortable for our head. Maybe we're tucking our neck like so. Maybe we're letting it go. Good. And breathing here. Right? We want those thighs straight. Right? So we're thinking about this block. If we're making contact with it, maybe we've gone too far. Right? Staying here for just a few breaths. Pushing out through the heart, right? If you feel a pinch in your lower back, maybe take a second and really think about coming over with those shoulders. So another place you can head, right? If you feel really comfortable here, you can head for your heels. Right? And then bring them back out. Make sure your thighs are making contact with that block and let your head go. Good. If your hands are on your heels, come up to your lower back. And then we're going to sit back down on the heels. We're going to let the block go as we go from embryo to rabbit. So for here, embryo first, we're going to make contact with our head to the mat. And then we're going to let our arms come by our sides. The back of the hands touch the mat. Good. Now from coming to embryo to rabbit, all you have to do is go ahead, pick up the glutes, and then just drag the hands behind you, creating just a little bit of a tension here. You'll feel a stretch in the back of your neck and your back. And breathe. We feel most comfortable, right? A little trick, you can curl your toes under to make your heels a little closer to you if you're wanting to try the heel grab. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. Good. All right, let's grab that lower back to come up if you had your heels. We're going to come down to embryo pose. Take a breath and then come on up. Good. So last one, come to sitting on our heels. Slowly, we're going to come to standing on our knees. And we're going to come into camel pose wherever we feel like we want to. Good. And we'll come up. Again, taking our hands to our lower back. We're going to come in for our last embryo to rabbit pose. And come up to rabbit. Good. Let's come back to sitting on our heels. And then we're just going to scoot these legs out in front of us and bring them straight in front of us. We're going to do a few leg lifts before we do some lower body stretches. So we're going to roll on our back. Great. Maybe let's just come into a boat. Right, so we're just finding that place that balances us between our tailbone and our sit bones, right? There's a little flat spot. You're just kind of sitting there for the moment. And then we're going to lower all the way down. We're just going to do some leg lifts. So we're just picking up that one leg, inhale, and exhale to the next leg. Good. Let's just work for a few of these just to create some heat before we do a little bit of stretching. Here we go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's get a little bit faster. Switch, switch. And maybe if you want, you don't have your feet all the way touch the mat. Kind of hover the other foot if you want a little bit more. Switch, 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 switch. Great job. All right. So let's come up to a seated position from here. Right? And if you want to kind of rock up, go ahead and do that. And then we'll just bring our legs wide on the mat. We're going to sit up nice and straight. We're going to inhale and exhale, come down. Breathe. Right? We are pushing through our heart and nowhere else. And then we're going to go ahead, bring our arms to a T. We're going to go ahead and reach for this right foot and come up and over. Good. Let's raise this left hand up, coming up using our core. Then we're going to bring our heart, a little bit of twist, and we're just going to exhale over that right leg. And I'm just being patient with my body, listening to where and how I feel and how far I'd like to go in. Not forcing anything, just being patient with my body this morning. Good. And I'm walking back up, inhaling. Good. On the exhale, I'm going to use this left hand, and I'm going to reach for the left foot. I'm going to breathe my right hand up and over, stacking my shoulders on top, and kind of reaching in the direction to grab my other foot, right? It doesn't have to reach. And I'm not forcing it to reach. Good, I'm coming back up, using my core. Then I'm going to go ahead and twist. I'm going to bring my heart over to the left. Then I'm going to exhale, coming over that leg, over that left leg. Breathing nice and deep. Good job. All right, let's bring that all up. And we're going to bring our legs forward and together. We're just going to come in for one forward fold, and then we're going to head down to Shavasana. So we're inhaling up, exhale, and folding over. Again, I'm using my heart to lead, right? My shoulders are back. My knees are soft, and I am not contracting my thighs, right? I want it all loose here. Sometimes it helps to wiggle your toes a little bit. Good job, you guys. All right, let's roll it back up. And we're going to come to laying on our mat. You can just come all the way down, rolling all the way down. Good. Bringing our knees right into our chest. Maybe we rock back and forth a little bit here. Maybe we set the knees down and we kind of come into just one last twist here. We can go ahead and reverse that if we'd like. Good. And when you're ready, we'll come to laying down on the mat, finding a comfortable position for our hands, just deciding what we need, and closing our eyes and just listening to our breath here. Just really noticing it, not forcing anything here. And we start to feel our body relax. We feel warm. We feel patient with our body, able to adapt our minds and our hearts. And we start to feel our body relax and melt and surrender to the earth. Totally at peace and totally at ease, we settle into corpse pose. can start to come back to your bodies now, making whatever movements that you feel comfortable with and seem to just come to you. Maybe they're small or maybe they're large. And whenever you're ready, you'll roll to your left side in the fetus position. And when you're ready, you'll come to a cross-legged, comfortable seated position, and you'll bring your hands to heart center. Awesome. So let's create a little bit of heat in our hands. We'll take that heat and we'll offer it to our face. We'll bring our fingertips to our third eye center, just activating that most important pineal gland here. Taking a deep breath, we'll bring our hands back to heart center. May we walk through our day with peace in our mind, peace in our speech, and peace in our hearts. And may we always remember that we are completely imperfect, and it's okay to not have peace momentarily. We're able to forgive ourselves, we're able to forgive other people when we can't walk through peace. But we can always try better next time and be accountable. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy this rest of this rainy day. I think tomorrow's supposed to be a lot nicer, and I'll see you guys all Monday at 8:30. Thank you so much.